Stop worrying, thinking negatively about food, overeating, binge eating, graze eating, thinking more about eating, and feel powerfully kind with who you are and your eating. Relaxing into an understanding of what enough actually means to you. That's exactly what we're going to be doing and what I'm going to help you accomplish over the next 6 months in my new program, Eating Peace Experience. Over the last several years, I've led about 100 students in just this program called the Eating Peace Experience. Or it was actually named the Eating Peace Process, the Eating Peace Method, and then the Eating Peace Experience. And it was all different variations of programs, 3 months long, stretched to 5 months long at some point. We'd see a ton of success with students, but also I learned a ton of new ways that I could improve it. So I've taken everything I've learned, once again, from running those courses over the several years that I've been doing this, and made it even better. I've also taken it from a 3-month course originally to the 6-month course it will be this time. And because I want to give you more time with me and more time to make sure that you've got success with your own inner peace and your own eating. I've added ways to connect with the community as well as me. I've included different learning styles like slide presentations for visual learners and group Q&As for learning through others. So if you've been struggling to make the changes you've wanted to make with food, or you're feeling discouraged around your thoughts and feelings about eating, maybe you just want a simple step-by-step method to actually reach your health desires for your body and what inner processes are keeping you stuck, this program is for you. Now, if you're watching this video, there's a really good chance you've seen one or more of my YouTube channel videos, or you've been on my Grace Notes mailing list. You may be familiar with the Work of Byron Katie, which is something I practice and trains extensively in and worked with as a professional facilitator since 2005. The work offers a way to question and transform stressful thinking. But the program, Eating Peace Experience, deals with far more than only the work and self-inquiry. You may have noticed this from your own experience, that questioning stressful and fearful thinking is very enlightening, and yet self-sabotaging behaviors don't seem to always change so easily. So even if you do have the basic understanding that who you are is not your body or your thinking or the way you feel or what you've actually been eating or what's happened to you in the past, I see many people that I work with create plans or have thoughts that are overly complicated and ultimately restrictive. They're sort of in that framework of, as we call, diet mentality. But this makes their eating piece extremely difficult. A huge focus of attention is around what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad. A lot of self-judgment, and it becomes ridiculously time-consuming and something that they dread dealing with, which, as you might imagine, typically leads people to throw in the towel and give up trying to find eating peace altogether. Ultimately, food, weight, and eating becomes something they dread. There's a feeling of resignation or worry that trying to heal leads only to disappointment and failure. What we're doing in this program is looking at the storms of off-balance behaviors that happen from within us, our reactivity, our fears about who we are and life itself, and the food we encounter in it. And we're neither giving in nor giving up, but instead trusting that healing and balance is possible for us in our unique situation. We all have a dream of eating peace. We really just want to access our own peaceful life with food, not just with eating, but with how we relate to life itself. Everyone has their own process of what eating peace means to us. For me, it's changed over time. For example, at first, I just wanted to not think about food and eating. I wanted to quit binge eating without gaining weight. I was really terrified of gaining weight. I wanted to keep dieting and restricting. But over time, weight became less and less important, and I noticed it stabilized until it was not a concern at all. Then I only wanted to not think about food or to start another day one of a diet or eliminate entire food groups. I wanted total freedom, taste anything. Then I wanted to care for myself so deeply I wouldn't consume things that wound up hurting my body in any way. I didn't want to overeat and then hate myself for it. I wanted to have an open mind, an open heart. Eating peace may be something for you today that's different from whatever it's been for me. In fact, it's likely going to look very unique for you. Your eating peace is going to be what's right for you. It won't look like others eating peace. It may mean you eat specifically for a condition present in your body, like diabetes, or it may mean losing 100 pounds, like it was for Laura in eating peace. It may mean for you feeling comfortable with having a normal, energetic body where you aren't scared to eat food and you no longer force yourself to go without, like harsh punishment, which was the desire for Annika. You may want to be able to eat dinner happily with your family at the dinner table, like Betsy, instead of feeling so discouraged because you've eaten so much while you've been cooking. You may want to wake up trusting the support of life and to not have lists of bad and wrong foods that seem like moral failings. Your eating peace life may involve easily being able to say no if you aren't hungry while other people eat, or to relax when at a buffet because you can completely trust yourself and trust life. You may want to go on vacations without being scared of the food, and to not even have rules or regulations about food and eating that seem harsh and depriving at all. Maybe you just want some kind of eating stability that you can trust, that you feel like is actually building a life that you love with food. Whatever your eating peace looks like, this program is designed to help you finally be in touch with your inner experience of food, eating, your body, and the flow of life itself with a sense of relaxation and something you enjoy, so that you feel like the way you are with food and eating is comfortable, relaxed, powerful, gentle, and giving you the best support possible for your body. You can turn your eating peace into reality. So, how does this work? And how is this program structured? And what do you actually get? Well, it's a 6-month program and it's made up of 3 core pillars. The first pillar is our curriculum. I'll say a little bit about the curriculum. There's 3 sections to it. And the first is called Reveal. This is bringing all that's happening unconsciously to the surface so we can see it more clearly. You'll see what the thoughts are you've most often had and what you're thinking about believing in the moments when you have trouble with eating. You'll finally be able to track what is happening without constantly having a perfectionist look over your shoulder. You'll be accepted and welcomed and learn all the little ways to interrupt the patterns you've had in place, sometimes for years, and be conscious about what's happening without trying to change anything at all. In fact, strangely, you'll be invited not to make changes just in the very first initial part of the program. We want to see what's going on, like we have a lab coat and we're studying something strange. We want to understand how shame, absence of trust, and stress are affecting our experience and consider the easy, slight adjustments you can creatively follow without fear that will be determined by you and your own inner wisdom. I'll work with you, and you'll be the voice of wisdom for yourself to actually achieving your inner peace vision. This isn't some sort of gimmick either. I consistently hear people will engage with this program to learn how to use our basic inherent built-in nature, our hunger and fullness and cravings, as sensors that allow us to achieve the way we really want to feel and be with eating. You learn to use your mind and emotions far less, and your body and kindness more, and know you are okay no matter what happens. People drawn to eating peace experience have usually realized specific diet plans and exercise regimes have only caused more suffering and failure. That's the outside-in method of balance, the control method. And it doesn't mean we give up and eat everything in sight. This is, of course, not peace either. Peace is about being free to say yes or no that's just right for you and being the caretaker of yourself, first and foremost. The second part of the curriculum is called Release. In this phase, we look at the old habitual thinking that's been revealed and made obvious and take the steps to break our eating spells and patterns. I like to call them spells. Certainly feels like that's what we've been under one. Since we're getting to know ourselves intimately and we listen to ourselves with kindness, we begin to intuitively know how to relax when we feel upset or hyper-focused on something that looks dangerous and threatening in our lives. We trust that we can work with trauma patterns and also trust our hunger and innate ability to have eating peace. We recognize shame, which we've so often fallen into, and imagine how we might move beyond it and to love ourselves through the journey. You'll know what eating peace looks like to you and be releasing everything that doesn't fit into that way of being with food, with yourself, and with life. You'll actually be able to create a safe plan for yourself, and we will make a plan like a kind-hearted great-grandmother would if she were caring for her little 5-year-old great-grandchild. Let's pretend they're both alive and well for a weekend together without anyone else in the family. Great-grandmother wouldn't just wing it and hope it goes well. She'd have ideas and options and have pre-planned quite a bit and consider what works and what doesn't. Which brings us to the third phase of the curriculum, reclaim. This is where you'll build the habit of moving with kindness and love that you actually need to be with your experience and access your eating peace. It's my intention that you don't just follow these steps temporarily, but that you have a new way of being with yourself in relationship to food and eating that you can be with for the rest of your life. So that's pillar 1. Pillar number 2, Q&A and community sessions. 3 times a week, we'll have live sessions where you can ask questions, hear from other students, and understand how to overcome different obstacles. I consistently hear how hearing from other students is so incredibly unique and helpful. Pillar number 3 is the live community in writing, as well as video texting for the entire program, for sharing anytime, 24/7. And this includes access to me. This isn't a problem you will go through at leisure on your own. No. You're going to be going through this program with other people, just like you, people who aren't happy with their current eating situation, but who are serious about making a change for the better. So 3 times a week, on Mondays, on Tuesdays, and on Thursdays, we're going to have live Q&A sessions with me and inquiry sessions. And we will, hopefully that will accommodate, attending at least one of them will be accommodated inside your own time zone. I really think it's powerful to hear other stories and other people's questions. It makes all the difference in the world. Some people get everything from those live sessions. They get so much, it's where they're seeing what they haven't seen before. One thing I'm aware of with this topic of compulsion and emotional eating and difficult thinking is there can be a lot of shame and guilt around our personal eating situation. So I will never pressure you or anyone to share anything that you don't feel comfortable sharing, either with the group or even with me personally. But if you ever do want to share something, you'll have access to me via email, our private forum, and the Marco Polo video texting app, where you can leave me a message anytime and share with me as much or as little as you like to be able to get to the help that you need. This is why this pillar is so critical. It's so important that we know how to reveal, release, reclaim, and then also do it in the trenches together, playing the game sort of on the turf with one another. And that I can share, whatever I've learned and what I've seen best over the time of working with students, but also working with my own internal life story that feels very free from the food and eating experience that I used to have. I want to share one final thing. If you decide to join us and you're not happy with your purchase and you don't feel like it was a good fit, that is totally cool. I will give you all your money back in the first month. That's the kind of way that I want to run this program, is that you can dive in for the first month, really access everything that's available to you. It will all be there. There won't be anything that will only be in the first month and that you won't be able to see kind of how it works and what's happening as it unfolds. You should have ample time to just get the sense of if this is going to work for you or not. I'm not out here trying to take your money and promise unrealistic results or show before and after photos or do any of much of the other behavioral change work that we see out there that winds up being a discouragement and a disappointment. I really want this to work for you. This work is about being on an inner journey and the guidance needed to actually land you wherever you want to be. The journey is also very important that it's smooth, loving, safe, and new in some ways for you. If you don't feel like it's a good fit and you're not happy, totally cool, because I want you to have success and I want you to feel like there's no risk if you join us. So it's a 100% refund in the first month. A lot of energy and attention goes into everyone. So once we kind of pass that mark, we really dive in. And I like to stay connected to people who find they might have a certain hiccups that come in, or the places that they've been blocked in their life, the whole reason they ever came into this program in the first place. And then it's really wonderful to stay present into that and really help you break through the places that you may not have been able to know how to break through before. 6 months from now, after signing up for this program, you could have peace with your eating and be actively building towards your interior dream life with peaceful eating, one that might have felt like very elusive and very difficult, like you've been very far from it for a long time. I'm really excited about it, this program, and what it can do for you. So I want you to read all about it, see if you get all your questions answered here. And you can always schedule to do a free 10-15-minute consult with me by clicking on a button somewhere around here and just putting yourself on my calendar if you want to meet face-to-face. I love meeting with potential students face-to-face. Very happy to do that with you. All right. Any other questions? You know where I'm at. Thanks. And I hope you join us over the next 6 months. Lots of love.